Okay, so we're back, and what I'm going to do here is I had already filled these holes here, and here. I filled them twice, and I sanded it down, and then I took the vacuum, and I vacuumed this here. So what I'm going to do here is to show you how I fill the holes here. So I have this nail hole filler. It's made by DAP. It goes on pink and it dries white. So I'm just going to put some of this here. And then I'm going to use this blade right here. You just want to load it up like that. And I'm just going to fill these 4 circles here. So put it in there once, twice. Push it to like the back of the hole, and you want to skim it tight and hard so that there's very minimal sanding once this stuff dries here. So once this dries, it'll turn white, and then what you want to do is take your sanding pad here and just do like a light sand here. And then since this stuff does shrink, you will need to go back and re-skim it one more time so that it's perfectly smooth, and then sand it, and then it'll be perfectly smooth, and it'll look like this here. So this right here is a totally smooth piece of wood again, because what happens is when the top coat of paint is going to have a sheen to it, so it's going to highlight the surface here, and if it's not smooth, then it's not going to look good. So right now we have a perfectly smooth surface here, and now it's time to prime. So what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be using a product called Bin here. It's an alcohol-based shellac primer. It cleans up with either denatured alcohol or ammonia, and it's basically an adhesive primer. It sticks to hard to stick to surfaces, especially like varnished surfaces. So this is the ideal primer that you want to use in a situation like this here. And this stuff, it dries very fast. It dries to a hard film, and can be top coated with either oil or latex. But again, the fumes are kind of bad. But once again, it's one of the best adhesive primers that are out there. So I have my setup here, and I have my 2.5-inch brush again. And what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be painting the risers and the stringers here. So I only have probably like 1 inch of a primer in here. So I'm going to dip the brush in right here, and then I'm just going to turn it to like the side there. Now this stuff will start to dry fast, so you really have to work hard, or you have to work fast with it. So I'm just going to like slowly work myself down to the bottom here. And since I can't cut with my left hand here, I'm going to turn it around here so I can get down low with it. Now, if you can't cut this, then I would suggest just using tape here to tape off the polyurethane treads here, or the stairs. So that's halfway done here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn my body around here. So that is done there. Now I'm just gonna turn to the side here and paint the stringer board here. And when you're working with this stuff doesn't really cover that well because it's so thin, so you want to kind of paint to cover, so you got to like leave it on thicker. And the way to leave it on a little bit thicker is to go easier with the pressure of the brush here. So don't press in so hard. Now with the top half here, I'm just going to overlap onto the wall, but what I find is it's best if just to paint the side of it first and let the side dry, and then come back and paint the top, because what happens when you try to paint both, the brush goes back and it interferes with this again. So that's why I just like to do the faces first and let the faces dry, and then come back and hit this top ledge second here. So I'm going to continue down the steps here. Okay, and now I'm going to turn my body around here, and I'm going to pull this one across here. Now already this has almost started to like dry. It's just like a little bit tacky here, so you can see how fast it dries here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to continue to bring this across here, and by the time we do that, this right here will be dry. So once again, this is the bin primer, and it's the best primer to use, especially on top of the varnished surface. And you can also use this for door casings here, where the door casings are varnished. So you apply the same set of rules that we did to sand and degloss to this right here if you wanted to do that. So we're just going to let this dry right here, and then we'll be back. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to skim coat any areas where there were cracks or dents in the stringer boards there. So that's how you work with the bin primer.